This is my video presentation for the research articles that we did over the semester. The 5 that I will be talking about today are, the first one is Why Are Children So Bored at School by Victoria Proday. The second was The Importance of Immunization by Michaela Nessen. The third was The Effect of the 8-week Arabic Training on Cognitive Performance in Children with Learning Disabilities by Mazodia. The fourth one was The Sleep Issues in Children with Autism by Alina Calavera. And the last one is Teaching Language Skills to Preschool Students with Developmental Delays in Autism by Flores. The first one that I'll be talking about is Why Our Children Get So Bored at School. It was the first article that I did. It was by Proday. My grow for this was it could have had a lot more research, I think, like research on why the children become bored and like don't have interest in being in school and stuff like that. And it lacked background knowledge to me. But my glow is that it had a lot of good tips for parents and teachers to get children excited for learning. And so I thought that was a really good thing. So it was an article based for parents mainly, but teachers can benefit from it too. The second article that I am talking about is The Importance of Immunization. It was by Nessen. My grow is that it could have had a lot more pictures and graphs to go along with the information. I felt like it didn't have enough of them, so I think it could have used a lot more, and that would have helped the article be more interesting and reliable maybe. My glow, though, it was very formal, and it had a lot of good knowledge to help readers understand the real importance of vaccines, and it just had a lot of good tips and reasons behind why it's so important for children to get vaccines, why it's important for teachers to have vaccines, and just importance to why our world needs vaccines to, get everything through going to school and going to work and how it stops breakouts and stuff like that. The third one that I'll be talking about is the Effect of the 8-week Arabic Training. It was by Mazodia. My grow is that it was really long. I really didn't like having to read the whole thing. It was very lengthy. I think they could have honestly cut out a lot of the stuff they told in it because it wasn't very helpful or anything like that. It was just there to be there. My glow, though, was before the article had even began, it gave a section on important words that we needed to know, like vocabulary, and it also had the definitions so you could understand what was going on with what was going to be in the passage before you even started reading it. And I thought that was a really good thing to have. And it was my favorite article that I read because it was so informational, and having that at the beginning to let me know like all the big words and terms that most people wouldn't understand, it was very helpful to know those before I had even gotten to them and not understood them. So that was a really good part that the author did, I think, and that really helped me understand the article more. And I really liked that article because it was so just informational and filled with good knowledge about it. The fourth one that I did was Sleep Issues in Children with Autism. It was by Cavalera. My grow is that the article lacked graphs and background knowledge. I felt like it was just kind of bland. It didn't really have anything really to it, but my glow was that it was very informative. It had good graphs and it had good tips for children with autism. It talked about like why children with autism have problems, and then it also wrapped back around and gave tips for the parents that have these kids that aren't able to sleep at night and stuff like that, it gave actual tips and research that had been found to help the students try that and see if it helps them get some sleep so they can have better nighttime or just nap time. It just helped them relax more, because it's more known that sleep issues occur in kids with autism. And so I think that was a good article to have. And the last one that I'll be talking about is teaching language to preschoolers with disabilities. My grow is that the author repeated a lot of the information, which made the article super long. And personally, I wasn't a fan of that. I didn't really want to read that much, because especially when it kept repeating things. Like, there were 2 paragraphs on the article that were the exact same thing, basically. They were just worded differently. And so I think that the author could have done a little better job of getting their point across in just 1 paragraph than 2 separate ones that were the exact same thing, because she was just repeating herself. And so I think it would have been helpful if maybe there were some things that were not in there at all and some things that were more included, more information. But my glow was that there was a table with information on it, and it showed like different preschoolers and how they like if the experiments that were conducted, it showed like how helping a child with learning music helps them increase their knowledge by connecting the music and the information and combining it so they understand better. And so I thought that the graph was very important, because it actually showed what was going on, and I thought that was really cool. Those are all of my articles. I thought that mainly a lot of them, they had all of them really had good information on them, and they really just, a lot of them are just so long. Like, the authors really put in unnecessary information to me. I didn't really benefit from it, and I think that if the articles were a little bit shorter, people would probably read them more and get more out of them, because they wouldn't have to remember so much information. So that's really why I thought that the length of it really mattered. I also thought on the ones that didn't really have pictures, I think pictures are really important to have in articles, because it just shows what's going on. It shows the information, it shows what's been conducted, and how like the tips that they're giving actually has helped people. And so I think that's why the pictures were very important. But my favorite part, though, was the articles that I researched that had actual vocabulary at the top and had a layout of what was going to happen before you even begin reading. And I thought that was really cool to have, and be able to just have that and as a reference to go back to. If you get to the word and you don't understand it, you can always go back and read the definition and understand why it's implied in the article. But really, that's basically all my glows and grows for all 5 of my articles. I think that doing this research articles, I liked doing it. I really thought that they were helpful. I learned a lot of new information that I probably would have never learned if we had never done these research things. I really enjoyed doing it. I think that we can all benefit from it, and I think that it's a good thing for education majors and education everyone needs to do. We need more research and know what's behind everything, what's behind kids' learning disabilities, what's behind teaching methods, what's behind everything, and that really just makes everything better, and that's why I really enjoyed it. I think that it was a good project, and yeah, I'm really glad we got to do it, and that is my research articles and my video.